Now we're going to talk to legendary director. He's helped the Jeff Davis show for like 5 or 6 years, produced the Alex Jones show for like 5 or 6 years, been to Built Mount Carmel. Built Mount Carmel.
Well, I didn't do any of that stuff.
Snuck into Bohemian Grove, California.
I didn't do any of that by myself, though. That was a lot of work from a lot of people.
He's also the one largely responsible for the Search for Justice, the 2-hour documentary of about 100 people alleging that they had been terrorized by the authorities of Williamson County. Mike got most of the interviews and did all the editing, and which is a fabulous piece of work.
Well, it's nice to be on, Jeff.
Yes,
and
Mike Hanson joins us.
Be back working with one of the best.
That's right.
Or the best.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Tell us now. I think you mentioned this to me last week.
Well,
we didn't think too much about it, but tell us what's going on in Gonzales, Texas.
Anybody that knows anybody in Gonzales, I know there are some people here in Gonzales, Texas, listening. We have lost one of our real vital freedoms, I think, in Gonzales, Texas, and that's to own livestock in the city limits. Town was settled in 1825, and people's had horses ever since. What the city council's done is they say in 120 days, everybody, you cannot have livestock in the city limits. And if you do want a horse in the city limits, you have to go through, what you're doing is you're giving up your freedom, your liberty to have a horse in town or a cow in town or a sheep in town. And then you have to go with your hat in your hand to the special zoning commission and get a special use permit. And so what you're doing is you're giving your freedom up for a privilege. There's a lot of horses in some of the minority neighborhoods there, and they see a horse that's maybe not being taken care of, so they blame that on all of us and just say, okay, nobody needs a horse in town then. That's what they're doing.
That's like...
there's just like if a dog's being abused, let's take everybody's rights to have a dog away, or a cat or a kid or whatever.
Or if somebody's... high on coke and goes out and kills somebody or hurts somebody, then have a prohibition on everybody.
That's right. Just like if somebody get out there and drink and drive and kill somebody, let's just do away with liquor altogether and beer altogether. That's what the city council of Gonzales has done.
Okay, now I got to ask you, when did this 120-day thing start?
It started, they just passed this last week. So we're talking about somewhere, November? And see, I went up to...
Now, what's going to happen to all these people that have horses?
There is 3 pages of regulations you have to go through. And my wife has a horse, so I know how hard it is to get one of these. They call it a special use permit. And this is going to be very, very hard for these people. We went up there and we were talking to some of them, and they says, Mr. Hanson, we don't care. We just have to pay $25 and everything's going to be fine. No, that's not the way it works. You have to get your property zoned to have a horse or a cow or whatever now, and it has to go to the zoning board, and every neighbor in the neighborhood has to agree that if you're not getting along with your neighbor, that neighbor's not going to agree that you should have a horse. So it's one of the worst things that I've ever seen come down in Gonzales, Texas.
I always thought Gonzales was kind of a free spirit.
Gonzales is where freedom began, folks. And here we go. We got the city council of Gonzales saying you can't have a horse anymore. And this has been a long-standing. I know it sounds funny in Austin to say you can't have a horse in town, but Gonzales is a small town. It's very rural.
Well, what's going to happen to the people that have horses? Are they getting rid of them?
They don't understand what's going to happen to them. And then also, for every horse you have or every cow, you have to have a 15 by 15 barn. So one guy has 7 horses on his property. He's going to be full up with, you cannot have 2 in one barn. You have to have a 15 by 15, as big as this room, for every horse, every cow, every sheep. It's just, whoever wrote this, and I love dearly our city council, not city council, but our city manager, but he's not from Gonzales, and he does not understand how this is going to work. This is actually going to create riots. When these people find out that the dog catcher is going to come and take their horse because they're not following all these regulations. I mean, there's pages of them here. one thing, and you can't
So
move.
they'll come and take your horses.
They will take your horse if you're not in compliance.
I
Just
see.
like, okay, you have to have a placemat on your barn from your special zoning privilege document. Paste it to your barn. If that's not there, they will take your horse. And you cannot. A lot of people move their horses around from lot to lot to eat the grass up and stuff. You can't do that no more. You can only keep it right there at that piece of property you have got zoned for that. We counted 41 horses in one neighborhood. You can see how this is going to work out, folks. It's not. And I can't wait. I wrote this.
Well, we'll keep following it.
I don't know where you can. I guess you can go to the guns. You can go to the GonzalesInquirer.com or the GonzalesCannon.com and read my article that I wrote. New Livestock Ordinance up to your ears in permits, and it tells exactly the way what I think is going on here, Jeff. We're changing our freedoms to live our life with privileges, and that's what's going on.
So you're fighting it.
Well, I'm fighting it all I can, but it's going to be up to the people of Gonzales to call their city council people and say, we need to revise this somehow, because there's nobody in the world that's going to be able to follow these rules. I don't even think my wife's going to be able to follow them, because she has a 14 by 10 barn, and they say you got to have a 15 by 15. That horse, folks, is living better than I am. I can guarantee you that.
By the way, we're going to do a show on
Gonzales.
Gonzales Come and Take It celebration in October.
It's the first. Anybody out there that likes a good time and likes a street dance and everything else that goes on, we have
a
parade. We have a festival the first weekend of October. We have it's called Come and Take It. If you ever seen the flag, Come and Take It, that's what that is. And they have a big celebration every year to celebrate when Texas broke off from Santa Ana. And
it's a great city. I like the city.
You know that they lost. The Texians lost at the Alamo, and they sent word through a lady that we're coming after Gonzales next. So they sent word to burn Gonzales down, and then that's when they went to San Jacinto and won. So they all came back to Gonzales. So it's a very nice town, except for some of the people that are running the town do not understand liberty whatsoever.
We'll follow it,
and hopefully they will, because they're trying to spend $5 million right now for a horse facility where they can have rodeos and
this letter you wrote made it into the Gonzales newspaper.
Both of them. We actually have two newspapers in town.
And both of them made it.
The Gonzales. Also on the GonzalesCannon.com, they have a place where you can go and write your own comments on the like underneath the articles and stuff about this stuff. And if y'all could do that, go in there and write in there, hey, I'm from Austin, and here's what I think about this. So it's all right there in the GonzalesCannon.com and the GonzalesInquirer.com. I don't think you can write anything on the Gonzales Inquirer, but on the Gonzales Cannon, you can go in there and write your own comments on there, on the internet.
Yeah.
Like you said a long time ago, the internet's going to be big.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It is. It is.
So
you want to try a call while you're here? Or?
Well, I'm going back in there.
Okay.
And
so
you can
we'll
get on to
follow
something
the
else.
story, though, folks. I want to see.
But it's just another.
We got 120 days to see from now to see what
we're going to try to get some video, too, of when they go and start taking these horses.
Oh, yeah.
When
absolutely,
when you got all these kids that ride horse. Kids in Gonzales ride horses like people in this town ride skateboards and bicycles. That's how it is there. It's their family. We're not going to be here much, hopefully we'll be here another 40 years, but it's our grandchildren. You got a grandchild. I got a grandchild now, and that's the ones we need to be making this world better for.
Yes.
Is our grandchildren.
I agree.
Life goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Here I was in Austin helping you, Alex, and everybody else, and my grandparents were down in Gonzales, Texas, and who would ever think they're gone? They're gone now. They've been gone for 10 years, and I live in their house now. So, stuff goes by fast.
Yeah.
Life goes by so fast. You know, take that chance, folks. Get out there and fight for your freedom. Fight for other people's freedom. Fight for your grandchildren's freedom.
Absolutely.
So that's my feelings, Jeff.
Thank you, Mike.
God bless y'all. And I'm
Quick graphic.
I
then
miss
we'll
everybody in Austin, but I'm here every week to help you out.
That's right. Doing a fantastic job. Legendary director, folks, Mike Hanson.